provision for... Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Try to see where I can start here. To say that it's a solution in search of a problem, well, that's kind of, I can kind of take this from two different directions. First of all, that's kind of one of the reasons why we have a representative form of government. That's why we have 50 states. Has anybody here put gas in your car? Probably you didn't want to, but has anybody here put gas in your car recently? Did you wait until it hit empty, or did you put it in before it got to empty? That's a solution in search of a problem. You see something that's about to happen, you see a particular trend happening, so you decide that you're going to cut it off so you don't actually wind up getting stuck on the side of the road. The application of foreign law has been used in numerous states, and in some cases, yeah, Sharia law, but I can think of two other cases where it didn't have to do with Sharia law. It had to do with the application of laws from South America, and another time where it had to do with the application of a law from India. We recently had Gibson guitar. I don't know if anybody here plays guitar. I play guitar from time to time, and I have a Gibson guitar. Well, the guitar recently, the federal government conducted a raid, and they shut them down because they said they were using wood that was banned and illegal in India. So they applied foreign law in this particular case and put 520 people out of work. Now, the government of India, they didn't even interpret the law to mean the same thing. And so we had people in our government that used the application of a foreign law to raid a business and say they were breaking a foreign law without the consent or even the proper interpretation. That happened last year. I've got another particular example, and they might say that that's a violation of the Lacey Act, but the reality is some of these laws don't even apply to the Lacey Act, and in this particular case it didn't even apply. The other one was a businesswoman, American businesswoman, was convicted using foreign law for cooking the wrong kind of lobsters. She has a seafood restaurant. They brought in the wrong kind of lobsters. There's a foreign law that said that this particular type of lobster was not allowed to be exported from this particular country in South America. I don't remember which country it was. I think it was on the east coast of South America. That law had expired. They had a sunset on it, so it had expired. But we had some courts that still applied it and actually charged her and tried to put her in prison for 2 years. So there's sometimes, from time to time, this doesn't have to do with just the application of Sharia law or whatever, but there are certain circumstances in America where the application of foreign law is being used. And in this particular case, I would say it violates the Constitution because the woman wasn't even allowed to have proper due process of law. Whenever you go to court, you have representation through two different ways. The first way is you have the right to an attorney. You have right to proper legal counsel and legal representation. The other way that you have representation in our courts is you should have confidence that the judge is going to base his ruling off of laws that are representative of our society. If this woman, when she showed up in court, probably the last thing in the world she probably thought would have happened was that the judge was going to use a foreign law from a country in South America that wasn't even still on the books and use it to tell her that she needs to go to prison for 2 years. So to make sure that we have proper representation, to make sure that, did you find that treaty part? Can I see it, please? Right here at the end. Yeah, this section should not be interpreted by any court to conflict with any federal treaty or other international agreement. Now, since this bill last year said that we can only use and apply not just American law, but we can use foreign law unless it deprives somebody of a constitutional right. The reason we put this in here is because last year the argument was made that this doesn't apply to treaties, but according to Article 2 of the United States Constitution, treaties are part of federal American law. They are part of American law. So this actually applies to all of our treaties already. We put it in there for the people that don't seem to always really understand maybe our particular argument. So this is really a redundancy. It doesn't actually even need to be in there because our federal treaties, according to Article 2, Section 2 of the United States Constitution, already are federal law. So there is a lot of people that don't have the right idea about a lot of this stuff. Like I said, I don't know exactly where I could start here. I think I might have only have 30 seconds left. But all cases, they have to mirror the United States Constitution. I think if you actually read the bill, it's only about 2.5 pages. And if anybody here wants it, send me an email. I'll send you a copy of it. It says that we can apply foreign law, but we cannot. What we will not do is use foreign law to deprive somebody of a fundamental liberty that's protected in the United States Constitution, including but not limited to, those words are in there, including but not limited to the freedom of speech, the freedom of press, the right to assemble, and so on and so forth, the right to worship. So these bills, it doesn't have to be a mirror image of the United States Constitution. We have the letter of the law, which is what we use in the court system, but we also have the spirit of the law. And the spirit of the law in America is that we're doing our best effort through our statutes, through our bills, through our court system to keep people free. That's the entire intent behind the spirit of the law. So I only have 5 minutes, so that's about it. And I will stick around as long as I need to answer anybody's questions until everybody decides to go home. Thank you.